So we want to ensure that this is not a pilot project that runs for 5 years, which I think most people are used to in terms of funding, but be able to go beyond that, because it's going to be something that is not addressing the needs of the community right now. One of the things that we did explore with some of the service providers was legislation that could be needed for issuing, like, to have all of what it needs to support the work of the Red Dress Alert. So it will have, I don't know if it's the hammer, if you would want to call legislation a hammer, but it's something that's gonna like pound those things forward or push those things forward in a way that, you know, will be responsive. We can't just rely on the fact that people are good-natured and that they want to do this work. We want to be able to have something that's gonna ensure that they're gonna be doing the work, because it is their work, it's their job, it's what they're being paid to do. So we need to have those systems being working together. We don't choose our work. Sometimes it chooses us, and sometimes we decide that you know, our heart is in a certain place, and I'm sure all of you have felt that because you are all sitting here at the End Homelessness Conference. So we also want to ensure that it's accountable, that it makes systems accountable for their work. We have seen and heard the impact of them and how when they couldn't go beyond what their scope was, how it impacted them and how they wanted to do more. So that's something that we have heard as well. So we want to also emphasize the safety part of the Red Dress Alert system. So it'll be one point of contact that will be culturally safe and trauma informed, and it'll increase awareness when someone goes missing. Like, we want it to be so far and beyond within Manitoba that everyone will know and see. They'll have their eyes open. They'll see and they'll know how to respond if they see somebody that is on an alert. So we want to be able to like encourage people that Manitobans, we're all Manitobans, we all are a part of this beautiful place that we live in, and we all can be a part of creating safety for our community. Not just Indigenous people, but everyone, our allies, our advocates, everyone who sees an alert system, however they see it, can look and really say, I got to keep my eyes open for this. And if they do see that, then they know what to do and how to respond. So we know we want equitable and quick responses. Equitable meaning we should have all the services that everyone else has and the response that other communities have, because we don't have that response. Like our friend in the back said, she's like, they don't hear us and they don't listen. So that's something that, you know, we know that's a reality of our community. So accessing supports, coordinating efforts with other systems, like we want those systems to be able to utilize whatever they can to, to get to ensure the safety of our community. Utilizing community is an incredible resource. We know and acknowledge that there's already other ways that people get out information, and we know that they've done really great work for the community. We're not trying to take over or be the one and only, but we want to be the first point of contact to get that information out and utilize their resources and their services and their best ways of doing things too. So it's a coordinated effort. And of course, and always, you know, including the voices of family members and people with lived experiences. So we have gotten some really phenomenal information from really innovative and brilliant people within Manitoba. Wherever we went, they all gave us something different and unique, but they all believed in the Red Dress Alert being something that needed to be out yesterday, and we believe that too. And I say this too because our team, you know, when you're running and your momentum is really building fast, but then your body's in front of you and your legs are behind you. Has anybody had that experience? I think everybody has. That's how I feel like we have been moving. We have been moving with our head ahead and our legs behind us. So we have been moving and doing incredible amounts of work in a short period of time because we know that this work needs to be done a long time ago. It needed to be done. I used to say yesterday, I don't even think it needed to be done yesterday. I think it needed to be done at least 50, maybe longer than that, years ago. You know, like this needed to be something that's gonna be doing something for the safety of the women and gender diverse diverse folks in our communities. So, what else? How will you all be able to support the Red Dress Alert System? We want to, I always say challenge, but I also want to encourage anyone to talk to the people that you talk with, your circle of influence, and promoting the Red Dress Alert System and saying this could save lives, this could save our sisters, this could be bringing home people sooner than later. This could be something that really has an impact in our community as Manitobans. And I'm sure you all have people that you have those conversations with, especially even people who make big decisions. Those people that make decisions and make things happen in our communities or within our province. So if you have an opportunity to be a part of those conversations, to pull them in and say, what are you doing about the Red Dress Alert System? Please do that, because we need to have those allies and those advocates in the community to be able to talk about this too. Yeah, good. So here's my contact information, my cell number and my email if you ever have any questions about the Red Dress Alert System. And I have to show you, this is our report, this is our final report. We just launched this last Tuesday. So it's kind of like I'm not on the ground yet, and I feel really, it's not gonna hit me yet, but I think that phenomenal hard work has gone into this report and any of the work that we've done. And we also have another report called What We've Heard, and that shows you what the community has told us. And so that is, this framework and this report is based on what they've told us. So we never wanted to change anything that they told us, and we wanted to make sure that it was reflective of their thoughts and words and their ideas. Because this also being unique because we are a whole Indigenous team. Everyone on our team is Indigenous. We have an adopted relative here, but you know, everyone is a person that has an understanding of the Indigenous community, and I think that's significant. And that wasn't pointed out until Sandra mentioned that one time, and I was like, wow, that's true. So this is that support line that I was talking about, so if anybody needs to take that down or wants to, you know, access their services or promote them. 5 minutes for questions too. Okay.
Can you go back one more second?
Yeah, sorry. It's a lot of information to share, and we also we want to share with you our postcard. We have a postcard here in the room, and it has a QR code to our report on the back, and it talks about what the Red Dress Alert must be. So I want to mention too that we didn't put recommendations in our report because we're saying this is what needs to happen. Recommendations are never what people do, they're just a thought of people. They're like, oh yeah, I can think about this and being a recommended thing, but we're saying this is what needs to happen. For the safety of our community, this is what needs to happen. And saying it in a way that's really, really more, not forceful, but just like determined. Like we really need to be that way in this work that we're doing. Does anybody have any questions?
One question, the difference between the impact report and what we heard stories, the two reports, what was the difference between the two stories?
So the What We Heard report was what we heard in the community, and the final report is like the framework and what the Red Dress Alert could be, or will be. Does that help you?
Yeah, is it on the back of here, the what we heard?
The link will go to both of them.
I have more of a comment
Sorry.
Every time we get the call, there's responsibility on other ends to respond someone taking a report, then you need to ask them to document it every time and taking a call. Oh, sorry. I don't know. Thank you, Lisa. I just wanted to bring the importance of when you do call for a missing child, sister, or brother, if it's not given that immediate response, urgency, and they may not agree to take a missing persons report, but please ask them to document it at the time and batch number once they know that they've been reporting it. And if you're going to go looking yourself, there might be a little bit of response. But that is very true. There is no timeline for taking a missing person's response. Oh, good. So yes, do not call because you think that there won't be a response.
Any other questions?
I have one. Just wondering what the, because I know the response will look different in the city than in isolated communities. And that's kind of what I'm curious about, what it would look like.
I turned myself off because I didn't want to be breathing into the microphone. I think it depends on the capacity of the community. Maybe in the future there'll be a community that's been trained to do ground searches themselves, or maybe it will be a community that has the supports. We know that we are proposing 2 or 3 offices, one in the north and one in the south, so that it would be able to be responsive to the communities in the north. Is that kind of your questioning, or am I going in the wrong direction?
No, I was just wondering what it would look like.
So it could look like when someone calls and says they're concerned about someone, they're missing, and then they would be answered by someone who is going to take all their information down. The information would be triaged and basically assessed whether or not they could issue the alert. But regardless if they can't or they can, depending on the criteria, they would be able to, because we know that there's different technical abilities within the communities, we know that each community is going to look different with how we're going to be able to share information. So once we want to make sure that we can get the information out as soon as possible, that the person putting the alert out, whether it's on their phone, whether it's through radio, whether it's through TV, whether it's through media, social media is a big thing that people use. So that's kind of like where we're moving in terms of our ideas of how that could be put out with as many platforms that we could utilize for those areas or those places or for within Manitoba. That's what we want to utilize. So that's how we would be able to get the information out. So once that happens, there would also be, people coordinated response, so people would be able to contact the community or the people or the family, be able to say what kind of supports they need, moving forward they'd be able to, work with somebody who would be able to help them navigate other systems as well. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
So we're just gonna break for lunch, but Kim and Denise will be available to answer a couple more questions if needed. I would just like to have everyone give a round of applause to Kim and Denise for this. And then on behalf of the organizers, I am to present you with these 2 things. So thank you so much for your words of wisdom today. All right, I believe lunch is next door, and